Hello. Pretty cool, huh? All right. I know why we're here. We're the kind of people that like rehash games, outdated graphics, and using what we learned in Psych 101 to diagnose our teammates as clinically insane. That's League, right? League of Legends, that game we love. Well, let me tell you something. It has never been about a game. I was born in Venezuela, a small third world country in South America, and the conditions there aren't very nice. They're pretty bad, so much so that my parents decided early on that they wanted a better future for my brother and I. And so the first step was in teaching us English. So they put my brother and I in an American school so that we would learn English. And this was a very small school, 100 kids from grades pre-kinder to 12. That's years without graduating classes. That is a very small school. You guys have like 100,000 here, 100 people from ages like 5 to 18. But regardless of size, we were still one of the most competitive athletic schools in our state. That's because we were so little that all of us had to play every sport. So everybody had to participate. It doesn't matter grade. We were allowed kind of the rules. Okay, you can have 15-year-olds play against seniors. They let us do that. But as a result, we were all athletes. So we were at the cream of the crop for that state. But that wasn't enough for me. I needed more. So I sailed. I used to be a sailor. Not one of those big fancy boats that you see that has millions of dollars. I mean a boat that's 6 feet long that you sail by yourself, and I got good at it. So good that I went to international tournaments, world championships, national championships, the whole 9 yards. And it didn't even stop there. I was even more competitive than that. So competitive, actually, that when I was a kid, if I didn't bring the groceries from the car to the house faster and more efficiently than my father, I would throw a tantrum. I would weep for days. It was so bad, actually, that they took me to the doctor. They took me to the doctor for my competitiveness, and the doctor said, "You gotta beat this kid's ass until he knows how to lose." Figuratively, come on, figuratively. As a result, you're now looking at a pretty good loser. But suddenly, at the age of 14, my parents come knocking through the door, champagne in hand. They got balloons. I don't even know where they got balloons. We're moving to Canada. I only knew the capital of Canada, and I actually had it wrong. I thought it was Toronto. It's actually Ottawa. So I didn't know anything about this place. And it was a shock. But all I knew was that I'd have to make a home out of this new country. And the first thing where that started was in sailing. In Venezuela, my sailing club was very homely. It was a family. It's something I've been doing since the age of 8. So 6 years, moved at 14. And it was a second family to me. And when I moved to Canada, that was quite the opposite. The club was posh, rich, far away. Worst of all, it was so cold. In Canada, it's freezing waters. It takes you 30 minutes to get ready, whereas in Venezuela, all I had was shorts and a life vest. So sailing was a lot more fun for me, and it didn't feel right in Canada. It didn't feel like the home that I knew. And I gave it a shot. I gave it a shot for 2 years, and it didn't click. It didn't feel like a place that I belonged in. The other step, learning about the people in school. So I made it my duty to learn about Canadian culture. What are people in North America like? And I went around trying to learn about as many people as possible. The stoners, the jocks, the popular kids, the guys that eat by themselves in the bathroom, the ones that play soccer after school, everybody. I tried to know as many people as possible, even the teachers. But what I did find out one day was that one of the teachers had a hidden flash drive. And in this flash drive, he had Dota. And if you don't know what Dota is known as Defense of the Ancients, which is a Warcraft 3 mod that would serve as the blueprint for League of Legends later on. And I felt basically castrated at this point. I didn't have my sailing, I didn't have my athletics, because in school, in Venezuela, I played every sport, but in Canada, none of those sports mattered. It was hockey or lacrosse, and I didn't play any of them. First time seeing a hockey stick. So I just wanted to be a part of something. And that part was in gaming for me. But it was difficult to convince the teacher that we wanted to play Dota in school grounds. Like, no, school is not for playing games. School is for learning. Sure. With enough convincing, they allowed us to play Dota after school, but on the condition that we each pay $1 after for charity. So we had gaming and for our costs. So I was stoked, but I actually didn't even know what Dota was at the time. I was kind of following blindly what my friends were doing, just because I just needed something to do. After a while of getting my ass whipped at Dota, I was like, okay, I need to do something. And I caught on to the teacher's patterns, and when he went to pee, I took it, the flash drive. I downloaded it onto my own, I took it home, no more losing. I was ready to start winning, until I realized that I didn't even have internet. Not I have Comcast, I don't have internet, the literal, I actually do not have internet. And so I couldn't play the game. But I wasn't gonna stop there. I was playing LANs. I was playing by myself against 5 bots. And when that was too easy, I added a LAN connection so that my brother could play with his army of 4 bots against my 4 bots. And I started practicing that way, because I just wasn't gonna give up. And then one day, finally, my parents recognized that we couldn't live without internet in this foreign country. And so they finally got us internet. And I was so excited. I remember the days leading up to it. I kept telling my friends, man, we're gonna get internet, I'm gonna play battle.net, we're gonna play Dota, these are my favorite heroes, get ready, I'm ready to kick ass, let's do it. Got internet, Dota in, internet in, but where are my friends? So I called them, ring. Yo, Tom, are we playing Dota or what? Like, Dota's old news, man, we're playing League now, come. 30 minutes later, I'm playing Pantheon. I didn't even know what League of Legends was. I just followed blindly. And there was something new about this group, however. There were 2 friends that I didn't recognize, 2 guys from Korea. Now back then, there was no Korean server, so everybody had to play in North America. Whatever, cool. 2 new friends, they spoke English, so it was fine. We played and played so much that eventually we became close friends. And I still remember the day where we added each other on Facebook, and me thinking to myself, wow, there's a face to the names I've been playing with. There's a human element to this. Unbeknownst to me during this entire time, now this is while I was in my freshman and I don't know what you call the second year of university, but I was deep into university at this point, but I didn't care. I just wanted to compete in something. And I didn't understand that gaming was actually fueling that competitive side of me, that one that was apparently so bad that needed to be diagnosed. And so I played and played so much, and before I knew it, I was way higher ranked than my teammates, than my friends. I couldn't play with them anymore. I didn't even realize I had my friends still. I just kept playing, dropped out of university, became pro, my friends just completely in the back of my head. Became pro, moved to the States, and then a team had an opening for a new position, a role switch. Now back then, that was not as drastic as it is today, as we all mostly played pretty much everything. And that other team, Team Dignitas, was of equal caliber at the time, so I didn't really see a reason for me to go switch teams. That is until they mentioned Korea. If I were to sign with them, in 1 month's time, we would go to Korea to compete in OGN Champions. A free trip to Korea, I love to travel. Of course, signed right away. And the first thing I did after signing, I called my friend Josh. Yo, Josh, I'm coming to Korea, let's hang out. For sure, dude. By the way, that's exactly how my friends and I talk to each other, straight to the point. It really cuts down on time. And when I got to Korea, he showed us around, showed my team, showed me around. We had a good time. And this was maybe 2012. And over the years, I've been to Korea 3 times. And every time, my friend has been an integral part of it. Over that same time, we ran into each other in airports, different cities, different countries, stayed in each other's places, met each other's parents, developed a friendship that was worthwhile, a friendship that I cherish today, and one that has shaped who I am today. And that's just one of many. In fact, almost all the relations I have today, be it partners, friends, mentors, whoever it may be, they all came from League of Legends. And I don't even play League anymore, or not to the extent that I did before, and they certainly don't either. The stories I've shared today, it's not about the sport, not about chasing that medal or competition or a game. It's all been about people. It's all been about community. It's all about the people that make the game that has made it such a long-lasting thing. You don't sign into League of Legends to rage and get upset at each other. You do it again because of the people that you're playing with, of the people that it entails. And for somebody that's had to move countries twice, League of Legends has given me a home. It's a place that welcomes everybody except Darius players. And, you know, all jokes aside, the great thing about the gaming community that I think stays with me, and one of the things that I will always love it for, and I'm sure you do too, it's that competition brings people together. Gaming further brings people together, and it creates that community. But even beyond that, gaming gives you a common goal, and it's a goal that lets you jump right past the awkwardness of initial social interaction and gives you a human element. We're social animals, you know, human after all. Thank you.